No, that's one of my. She did say something about, because I think she must have seen the picture or something. And it was like,
hey, Google, stop. All right, welcome everybody. Appreciate you guys coming. Office managers, if you could take note of who's here, please. I would appreciate that. We do have to get regular communication with our agents, or the AREC is going to come down on us. So people that aren't attending and watching this later, like I said on the message thread, our Tuesday morning meeting once a month, the first monthly meeting, is the one not to miss. Understand if you miss some things here and there, but that's the one. Don't miss it. We gotta stay on top, because if there are things that the AREC puts out, it's much better for me to say that to everyone than to each one individually. So we've got to stay in touch with that. So thanks for being here. To those that are, I appreciate you guys. And guess what? We're 4. We turned 4 on August 1st. So we're 4 years old. We are quickly approaching 60 active agents for the company. So we have grown from the original 1 agent. If you didn't know, there are guidelines and rules from the AREC on how to open a business, or how to open a brokerage. And the way that we did that initially was by putting a sticker sign on our garage window and lowering the blinds, because the sticker matched the blind color to the garage, so the neighbors wouldn't report me to the POA. Raised up the blind, put something black behind it, and took a picture of it from the road to prove that it was visible, and they approved us to open. And yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. But never in my wildest dreams did I think we'd be approaching 60 agents like that. That's remarkable and feels like a miracle. It's pretty awesome. So thank you guys. Next, we're going to talk about class. Let's talk quickly about class. So there are some classes coming up, and the first one I want to talk to you about is At Home with Diversity. Make sure you have your continuing ed for the year. If you are a new agent, this does not apply to you this way. If you are an older agent, continuing ed requires that you have 7 hours, and one of those must be ethics every other year, I think. They make it confusing. They might as well just teach it every year and not worry about it.
Where do you check that? Because I called in once and I said, how do I know if I've done this? They said, we can't tell you. And I said, okay, who's going to be mad at me when I don't do it? They said, us. And I said, okay, do you see the issue here?
Who did you call?
I think it was a little,
AREC.
yeah.
You may be able to check it on your licensing. Also, ethics is not a requirement from the AREC. It's not a licensing requirement. It's a realtor requirement. So the code of ethics.
Every year.
What's that?
I just do it every year.
Might as well. It's a free online if you miss it. So anyway, At Home with Diversity is a class about how to treat people that aren't like you. And I can tell you that you will see this becoming an issue in the news. In licensing, they used to mail out, now it's online, but they used to send a mail out every quarter, maybe even monthly, of who's in trouble with the AREC. Probably the largest group that experiences any kind of issues with this right now are people with physical disabilities. So just knowing that probably surprised some of you that that's the big one. Well, that's the big one right now. And if you're talking to someone with disabilities on the phone, do you know they're in a wheelchair? Not at all. And you start talking about the glorious sweeping staircase, and you don't know what's going to tick somebody off. Learning this stuff is important, not because you are a jerk, but because you don't know some of the things. And it's okay not to know some of the things. What it's not okay is to have the opportunity to learn some of the things and not take it. So I know Bill has even already signed up for this one and is using this for his CE. If you use this for your CE, it does not include ethics. You can get ethics for free online, knock it out and be done and over with. There is a test at the end if you do your ethics course online. Also, if you don't want to do that one's about $100. I think it's 99. This one's 25. August 26th with Keith, December 9th with Marcella. Each class will do CE and Code of Ethics. So you can find that on the Neighbor website. If you go there, get that done. However, if you are a new agent, you are required to do 18 hours within your first 6 months, according to Regulation 11.5. If you have not done your 18 hours, this is me telling you, you have to do 18 hours. And then when it comes time for you to have done it, or you're not going to be licensed, I will say on Tuesday morning, August 3rd, I told you, and it's recorded, and I told you. So there you have it. There's a retreat this week. Oh, let me say more about this. Renewals are out for agents that have been licensed and haven't. You have to renew your license as well. You can do that online with the AREC. Renew your license, do your continuing ed, do your 18 hours. And if you are an agent that has been licensed but has not done your CE, this is August. There are 12 months. We're on number 8. Okay.
When does license renewal do each year? Is it September? Or is it
Yeah, and then if you don't do that, then they charge you more.
right.
But why would you do that? You know, just pay it and be done. Do your 18 hours, do your 6 and ethics, do your pay all the things. This is number 8 of 12. Number 8 of 12. We're at number 8 of 12. Inevitably, 12:31, I get a call. Where am I at 12 on 12:31? Anybody want to guess? Huh? Playing a gig. Yep. I'm playing a gig. And while I'm doing the thing that releases my stress, I get called from a panicked agent saying, I don't know what to do. They're telling me I'm not going to be licensed tomorrow, and I've got people that want to buy a house. August 3rd, 2021, I said, get her done. Get it done. I had an agent last year that hadn't done the 18 hours and had a client. Hadn't done the 18 hours and it was expiring. Had a client, I've got to show houses tomorrow. And I was like, well, you got to stay up late, don't you? And seriously, they started at 5 p.m. and got done the next day, staying up all night. And guess what's not open on January 1st? AREC to approve it. So they still blew it. I mean, don't blow it, guys.
Yes, so I finished my 18 hours and I submitted my documentation. Never, you really can't track that. All I got was an email.
Okay, touch it.
If you go on the AREC website, you can look at the roster and it will tell you if you're continuing at his file.
Yeah, but it doesn't tell you. It does say, but like if I pull up my name, it says CE no, because that's not the postal licensing 18-hour. That's just your 7-hour a year. There's nowhere where it talks about your 18-hour postal licensing education that's completed.
So retain proof.
Yeah, I've got
Don't-
an email from
yeah.
Courtney.
Yeah.
There at AREC.
Good. And keep
Hey,
your
Jason.
18-hour certificate is what I'm
Sure.
saying.
Sure.
So you can prove it. Most of the time, the schools will turn that in for you as well. So, yeah. Okay.
Jason, can you hear us?
Commission regulation 11.5, August 3rd, 2021. Everyone's been told. We're in number 8 of 12. If you want to go to the new agent retreat and didn't know about it because you ignored the messages, or yeah, whatever, we're having a retreat this weekend, August 6th through 7th. I believe there are 4 agents going at this point. If you want to go, I need to know today because I'm going to book the place and then we'll know more about costs and things like that. So I need to know quickly if you're going. You're going, right, Richie? Oh, that's a bummer. Oh, we had you down as going. Stink. Okay. Yeah. I hope good things. No, bummer. All right. August 6th through 7th, we have 3 agents going. Realtors and staff invested in Terry Johnson's 4 classes. Very, very pleased to have that going. Bill, would you speak on that for a minute? How was it? What did you think of it? Was it a good investment? Can you come up here so they can hear you on the other end better?
I do think it was a good investment. I have been to a Ninja installation, but I had never seen Terry speak before. And so I really liked the reinforcing that she did of a lot of the Ninja things that we learned and all the new resources that she provided. So I'm excited to dig into some of those.
Good investment.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, money well spent.
Good. Anybody in Bentonville want to speak on that? Speak up so we can hear you. Maybe get close to the computer.
I don't know if you can hear us. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can't hear you. Oh, well.
It's fine.
For investing in themselves. A little housekeeping. Let's watch this.
Right here is my great grandfather. He was the first cat herder in our family.
Don't let anybody tell you it's easy. Anybody can herd cattle. Holding together 10,000 half wild short hairs, well, that's another thing altogether. Being a cat herder is probably about the toughest thing I think I've ever done.
I got this one this morning, right here. And if you look at his face, it gets ripped to shreds, you know?
You see the movies, you hear the stories, I'm living a dream. Not everyone can do what we do.
I wouldn't do nothing else.
It ain't an easy job, but when you bring a herd into town and you ain't lost a one of them, ain't a feeling like it in the world.
Everybody turn and look at your office manager that's present today and say, we love you. Thank you. Turn in your files, please, because that's how they feel. They are herding the cats. Please turn in your files. We have agents that walk in with checks on files we've never known were under contract.
What?
I don't know what those agents think, like when I sign the deal, like I'm turning it in for them. Well, Jason knew. No, I didn't. No, I approved the document. All you have to do is set up for that file to CC to your office manager upon completion. If you don't know how to do that, get with your office manager to find out, because that's silly. That's silly. Please, please, please help them help you. If you turn in your files right away, you will get more support. You'll feel great about it. We had an agent come in the other day and say, gosh, I guess I just need an assistant. Well, gang, if you turn your file in, you have one. And if you have an assistant, they can't help you unless you give it to them either. It doesn't make any sense to not turn in your file. Okay? Turn in your file. There are very, very good reasons. Not only will you get help, but if something happens to you, you go down and need my help to step in, I have no idea how to even contact those people. I don't know. Start your file, turn it in. You'll get help. It's wonderful. Okay? Just a reminder, broker hours are 9 to 8 p.m., 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. If you message us sooner or later than that, we may not reply because we have a life and we're trying to accomplish some things too. So let's also do some final housekeeping, how to set up photography in Matterport for your listing. When you list a property, what's the first thing you do? Anybody have a guess? How? By turning in your paperwork. Turn in your files, please. First thing you do is turn your listing documents into your manager. When the seller signs the listing, who represents the seller? Principal broker. The principal broker does. Who knows that you have a listing right then when you get that seller to sign? Only you. Only you. The sooner you get that to me, the better. Okay? The sooner you get that to me, the better. Next, your office manager will notify marketing. You don't have to call marketing. Please do not. Okay? Please do not. Marketing will reach out to you to schedule. Okay? So turn in your file. Office manager lets marketing know. Marketing calls you to schedule. Make sure the day that is scheduled is a day you can be there. Okay? Make sure your listing is ready for the day agreed on. How do you make sure the listing's ready for the day you agreed on? You either have a trustworthy seller or you go look at it yourself. And if you have a trustworthy schedule, same as you would with any other appointment, gang, this is professionalism 101. Same as you would with any other appointment, you reach out to them the day before and say, I wanted to confirm we were okay for tomorrow. Is everything ready? Do you need help with anything? What do we provide? Value. Is that valuable? Does it provide clarity for them? Yeah. If they say, well, I had a question about such and such, I just don't know. Do you have to go over there and look at it with them before the photographer comes out? No, we have technology. No, FaceTime me, send me a picture of it. Let me see. It's easier than you guys think. Don't make it hard, but make sure, okay? Does that make sense? Yes, Jen.
How far out should we then have our listing agreements, like, I mean?
To go live?
We have to put dates on them and things.
When do
so,
you
like,
begin representing them?
Technically, at this time of the signing of the listing agreement,
Mhm.
but.
Mhm.
But like the whole, right, when it's going live on the MLS. Yeah.
When do you put your sign up?
24 hours.
48. You can do 2 days before. You can do 2 days before. But guys, if you're going to be present for the photography, when will the photography be in? Within 1 business day. That's when you put your sign up and your lockbox on, right? And then the paperwork really doesn't matter.
I guess, I mean, like, how do we know, is Malia a week out? Like, what's the lead time Malia needs?
I understand the question.
Yeah.
I understand the question. You're asking for a start date on the paperwork. That doesn't matter as much. Okay. You sit down with the seller. What if you were hiring your own photographer? What if you were outsourcing that? Would you know when you sit down to do the paperwork when they're going to be there? No. Would you know at your listing appointment when they're going to be there? You don't even know if you have the listing when you show up for the listing appointment, guys. Right? You don't even know then. You don't know until they sign. Make sense? So on the dates, because that's what I think you're asking me, on the start date and on the expiration date. When does the listing begin and end? The begin date, I would probably, for me, I like everything to start on a weekend. So you get the listing, let's say you're there on Thursday. Is Malia going to be there on Friday? Is marketing going to be there on Friday? No. So what we're going to do, I'm here on Thursday. We are going to get a hold of marketing. We're going to make sure that we get them set up and get your photos set up and get everything going. It takes time to do things right sometimes, and this is one of those things. If you explain that to a seller, do they understand? Yeah. So here we are Thursday. Listing begins on Friday. We can hold open houses on Saturday and Sunday and review all offers on Monday by 5. How does that sound? Sounds like you've got a plan, right? Let's get back to this. Turn your listing docs into the manager. The manager will notify marketing. Marketing will reach out to you to schedule. Make sure the day that is scheduled is a day you can let the photographer in. Make sure your listing is ready for the day agreed on. Be present for the entire photo shoot to help move items and represent your seller. Does the seller always leave? Is the seller always able to leave? Maggie just sent me a message. She's been part of the MLS committee. Sign is no more than 24 hours before MLS, can be on a coming soon. However, guys, if you're showing up for the photos, that's the right time. Make sense? Okay. Be present for the
MLS.
photos. Can the seller always leave? What if they're not physically able to? And then they start popping questions at our marketing director. Our marketing director is going to start practicing real estate. We don't want that. We don't want that. Be present. A link for your photos and videos will be emailed to you within 1 business day. Friday shoots will be sent by the end of business Monday. You know why? Marketing has weekends off. They do. So just know that. If you know that, let your sellers know that. You know that. Okay? That's how we do it. This is how we do it. All right. Them's the rules. Stuff we implemented in July. I'm going to go back to that. Any other questions? Did all that make sense? Did you get your question answered, Jen?
I'll figure it out.
Push the date out.
Yeah.
Push the date out.
Sometimes when-
Yeah. we're gonna do this right. And if you want to do it sloppy and fast, I'll take pictures with my phone and we'll get it on now. And then we'll replace those pictures later. Sellers in a hurry, fine. You're in a hurry, I get it, but
If we're out on Monday and then want to go live by.
take pictures with your phone and get it on. If they're push, okay. And then we'll get marketing out and we'll replace them. But you guys have to understand that that's not just our marketing, that's any photographer. That's any photographer. You have a favorite real estate photographer, you still have to call them and schedule it. They've got other people ahead of you, hopefully, for their family. Make sense? Okay. Good new things we implemented in July. One is the magic offer. Who's used the magic offer? One. Who knows about the magic offer? Good. And who doesn't know about the magic offer yet? Okay. The magic offer is a great tool to go over with your buyers and sellers during your first meeting with them. If you were going to accept an offer that would just blow your mind or make an offer that would just be perfect for you, what parameters would that look like? Let's write that up. The magic offer explains every term in Arkansas. It doesn't say y'all, but that's about as close as it gets. So read that off to them and answer the questions. What price range? What all of the terms, and they're in order of the contract. Now, if you really are green and writing your first contract, why don't you just pull out the magic offer and say, let's just go over this, and then I'll transfer it for it in order to the contract. And it will have every option right there for you. And you'll jump over to Form Simplicity and have all the answers to every line right there. How cool is that? Very cool, very easy. So the magic offer was implemented. An investor calculator that has already evolved, and the one that is in the drive is going to be taken out and a new one in its place. And the way that it has evolved is, one, when I copied and pasted it into the drive, all of the formulas went away. Yay. The other way, and the one that helped kind of create this, Rebecca, who needed one, doesn't know this yet, but we're going to have two columns. We're going to have one column that shows the estimate of their goals and return. And then the other column next to it is going to show, so we've got the estimate for the property, and then we've got their goals, so they can see how they line up. Because some people would say, I want a 6% cash on cash return. And we send that sheet with our estimate and their goal right next to it. It's 5.5, and they say, yeah, that's good enough. Well, if they sit there and tell us 6%, we're looking for 6% or better, aren't we? Yeah. But if they say, oh, that's good enough, then they've got that information. So pretty cool, just being able to line those up next to each other. We did start the broker hours, and we started weekly scorecards. Yesterday was slamming busy at the Fayetteville office with that event. So we have scorecards going out probably today for the Fayetteville licensed agents. I know Stephanie was able to get hers out. So very cool tool just to see where you're at and know what's going on with your year at the beginning of the week. We have two new agents. So welcome to Susan and Amy. Excited to have you guys. That's always fun. See us keep growing. It's great. Are you doing real estate reviews? Do you know how? Do you want to? Next Tuesday, we're covering real estate reviews again. Just showing you how we do it. And this is an amazing tool that will get you business. Our goal is to stay in flow with people, because people do business with people that they know, like, trust, and are in flow with. There are plenty of people that know you. There are plenty of people that like you. There are plenty of people that you're in flow with. This covers the trust, okay? This covers the trust. Jeff, I know you. I like you. I'm in flow with you. And it would scare me to death if I needed you to do a tracheotomy on me. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this steps up your game with your sphere and shows them that you're a trusted professional. Make sense? Be a great class. Looking forward to teaching it. Also, our auto flow has just been going great. I'm really liking it. These are the 2 postcards that are going out. The back to school supply list. How good is that? Scan that with your camera phone and boom, you've got the information. How's the market? And that takes them to our website, which helps them with a report when they enter information. So very cool stuff. And then the Inside Scoop, our newsletter. This probably costs around $3 a month max. It's less than that. I know it's less than that per household. So if you have 100 houses, that's $300 a month. If you have 12 months, $300, that's $1,600 a year. If you get one transaction from that, you've made a good return. Good return. You will make more than one transaction if you auto flow. Much more. It is worth it. Okay. So auto flow, bruh. Our calendar for August, we've got Tuesdays are it. We've got quick start this weekend. Next Tuesday, we train on RERs. Our top 5 are going to Top Golf. And then the next week we train on 8 and 8. And then the next week we train on database, and the next week on mindset. Birthdays, Stephanie's coming up. Helena and Lacey and Charity. So make sure we tell all of our August babies happy birthday. You guys ever been asked this? How's the market? Lawrence Young put out a short video to discuss it, and we're going to watch that real quick. If you don't know Lawrence, he's the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, and he's based out of DC. This is the guy that I have followed for more than 10 years to really anticipate what's going on in the market. He has not been wrong, and I don't think he's wrong this time based on what I'm seeing. Also, this short video is the most energy I've ever seen him speak with. He is so boring. So enjoy.
He's sharp, guys. See again? What's his name? Lawrence Yen. Okay.
Hello, this is Lawrence Yun, Chief Economist with National Association of Realtors. The market, we have never seen price appreciation of this magnitude. 24% increase in the median price from 1 year ago, May of 2020 to May of 2021, 24% price appreciation, strongest ever, now surpassing $350,000 nationwide. Furthermore, the home prices are continuing to hit record high levels. Now with prices rising so much, it's beginning to squeeze away some buyers. Home sales declined for the 4th straight month, latest 5.8 million on an annualized basis. So it's steadily sliding down. We are still above the pre-pandemic home sales activity, but only by a small percentage. It used to be just a few months ago, about 20% above pre-pandemic. So the sales activity are clearly being hurt due to the affordability challenges and also the lack of inventory at the affordable price points. Anything under 300,000, very little inventory. Nonetheless, given that the sales activities are coming down, we may be sensing some turn in the market. We are seeing less prevalence of multiple offers. It is still a seller's market, no doubt, but the prevalence of the multiple offers or the days on the market, very swift at 17 days, but it is not falling anymore, and it may begin to increase in the upcoming months. Still seller's market, but people need to be very cautious how they price their home to attract buyers, knowing that these sales activities are declining somewhat. Now, the most affordable regions of the country, the Midwest region, whether one is looking at Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Des Moines, prices are affordable. Therefore, it is the only region of the country with increased home sales. Other three major regions, the West region, South, Northeast, saw a decline in sales activity. More notable decline out in the West for the second consecutive months. The West region is the most expensive region, clearly implying that affordability is becoming a major hurdle for increased transactions out in the West region. Another interesting development is that the vacation home market is outperforming the primary home market. We completed a study from last year as well as year to date. Clearly, the vacation home sales are much higher now compared to pre-pandemic, much more so than the primary home. And the price appreciation in the vacation counties, whether it is out in the Smoky Mountain region, Lake Tahoe, Cape Cod, Upper Michigan, the price appreciation showing a stronger rise compared to the primary home market. In summary, the housing market has shown exceptional performance, but expect more inventory coming onto the market to be calmer as we proceed through the remainder of the year. It will still be a seller's market. The first-time buyers will face some challenges on affordability front, but calming of the market and less need for hurried decision should be a welcoming trend. So thank you for listening, and be well and be safe.
I listened to him talk for like 3 hours at a convention one time, and it was hard. And he didn't smile the whole time.
I'm sure he loves his job.
That was during the recession too, so he didn't have any good news for 3 hours. Yeah. So that is all good news in my opinion. Anybody tired of showing one house at a time? Absolutely. Remember the days when we would say, here's your list, pick out your top 5. And man, now it's been, this one just came on the market. I need you to show it to me right away. They know it before we know it. And it doesn't feel good at all. Yesterday in Terry's class, I let her know that one of our top producers in Northwest Arkansas has left the business after a stint in the mental hospital. Just sick of it. Can't take it anymore. Gotta quit. Take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. If you're busy doing something important with your family, it's worth the money or the I owe you a favor to say, hey, can anybody show this for me? It's worth it. Take care of yourselves. We did start off with a goal this year of 85 million in 2021. And I want to report we are currently at 50 and a quarter. 50 and a quarter, I believe, surpasses last year. I didn't check that. I need to check that. However, we got 34 3/4 remaining. That's a 7.2 a month average. And we are on track for 86 1/4. So we are surpassed our goal for where we need to be at this time. And I am grateful. Thank you guys so much. You're helping us get on the map, and we're going to continue to improve and do good things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We had 25 closings. Way to go to our closers. We did put that out yesterday on our social media, so you are recognized on there. Make sure that you go on there and share that video of you being a closer. And I want to congratulate our listing agent of the month, Mr. Bill Spear. I always feel like I got to go Kermit the Frog on that. Oh, that's awesome. Way to go. And chances are the listing agent of the month will be the sales agent of the next month. That's just kind of how it works. So we're looking forward to seeing you have the sales agent of the month next month. For the first time ever in July, Miss Abby Driver was top agent of the month, who reached out. Yeah. Who reached out to me this morning and said that her allergies have taken rule of her life and she is home. Yeah. And but we are very proud. Abby is a newer agent, and we are very proud of her. She also comes into the office pretty much every day. She also does daily ninja activity. She also reports her daily activity to a peer group. So success leaves clues is what I'm trying to say. Very proud of her. Well done. The top 5 producers of last month are, of course, Abby, Signature, Zach, Evan, almost said Ethan, and Justin. So if you guys can't make it to the Top Golf event, we will hand that to the next person on the list so that we make sure we have a party show up. Please let us know. Going to end with a little video that means a lot to me. I think it's really important, and it's really hard. It's really hard. This quote from Bob Dylan: "He's hell-bent for destruction. He's afraid and confused, and his brain has been mismanaged with great skill." When your brain is mismanaged with great skill, it's normally not you creating the mismanagement. Does that make sense? It's normally things interfering that are creating mismanagement. Our participation in those things are the first part of that quote. Hell-bent for destruction. Check this out. This guy's name is Robert Sharma. He's amazing. Yep. Robin Sharma coming right up. Any minute. And I am going to do it another way because it's important. Just bear with me, please. And this is a longer video, so, but guys, I'm telling you, it's worth it. And we did our timing right. Look at that. What's that? Oh. Huge file here. And for that plain white screen, and it might be in the other. There it is. It is just not wanting to do it. Huh. I don't know where I can make it happen. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if this doesn't work, we'll watch it another time. Stop the share. Start a video. Turn this. Not a lot to see, it's more to hear.
It's Robin Sharma, author of The Leader Who Had No Title, founder of the Titan Academy, and welcome to this mastery session. This mastery session is all about a method to times 100, to increase by a factor of 100 your productivity.
Are you serious? Why will it let me go to the slide but not play it? Last try. Here we go.
Hi, it's Robin Sharma, author of The Leader Who Had No Title, founder of the Titan Academy, and welcome to this mastery session. This mastery session is all about a method to times 100, to increase by a factor of 100 your productivity. And we live in a world right now where productivity, and in particular, what I call exponential productivity, has never been so important. Here's a brain tattoo for you to consider. An addiction to distraction will be the death of your creative production. Here's another brain tattoo for you to consider. We live in a world where focus is more valuable than even your intelligence. I mean, if you watch most performers today, you watch most people in business today, you watch most people in your community today, and they are walking while checking their social feeds. You know, they are addicted to the entertainment of video games. They are spending the best hours of their days watching dancing cats on YouTube. I mean, it is incredible right now how consumed people are with their tiny white screens. And yet, if you look at the A players, if you look at many of the most creative and productive people on the planet, they are doing and working in such vastly different ways. Because if you want to achieve the results only 5% achieve, you've got to think and produce and behave like only 5% of the people on the planet. And the best people on the planet in terms of creativity and productivity are not spending their finest hours addicted to distraction. They are doing work that matters. They're not doing fake work, they're doing real work. And so in this mastery session, I want to walk you through a number of protocols that will really help you multiply your productivity in the finest of ways. And I'm going to get right into the first one, which is the 90-90-1 rule. Now, I've become pretty well known for this. I've taught it to a lot of people who attend my annual event, the Titan Summit, and they have used this one tool alone to create vast amounts of productivity that have scaled their businesses, scaled their impact on the world, and created world-class lifestyles. So I really invite you to pay even more attention to the 90-9-1 rule. And what's that all about? It's pretty simple, like any great rule. For the next 90 days, spend the first 90 minutes of your workday on your single most important opportunity to move the needle in your industry. And I'll repeat that again with great respect because it's so important, I believe, to your productivity. The 90-90-1 rule is simply for the next 90 days, spend the first 90 minutes of your workday on your single most game-changing opportunity. Because what happens? A lot of us get to work and we spend our best hours on our least important activities. We get to work and we start checking our social feed. We get to work and we check our text. We get to work and we chit chat at the water cooler, the TV show that we watched last night. And research has shown that the morning hours are when you have the most focus, when you have the most energy, and when you have the most willpower. And so you want to use that first 90 minutes. You know, that is game time. That's show time. The second piece of technology to create exponential productivity is what I call tight bubbles of total focus. Your environment is so important. And if you look at B performers or C producers, they really don't pay a lot of attention to their environment. And so they get very distracted. There's lots of noises. Their phones are going off. Maybe there's news in the background. Maybe there's messy environments all around them. Maybe there's toxic people. What I'm suggesting to you as the second piece of technology to really 100 times your productivity is this. Install environments of tight bubbles of total focus. The way I run my work life, on certain days, I am very hard to reach. And I challenge you with great love and respect, be very hard to reach during key times of your week. I mean, I see a lot of people, and it's not judging them, it's just observing them. Every time their phone rings, they check it, or they have, these loud notifications. So they're constantly being distracted. And we know what the research says. The research says we spend 2.1 hours a day in distraction. And it takes 21 minutes to refocus your focus after you've been distracted. So if you are being distracted by notifications, checking your phone, checking your Twitter feed, checking your Facebook feed, looking on Instagram, checking all the different platforms, that is going to destroy your focus. So the second piece of technology is create these tight bubbles of total focus. And the way I do it is I have certain days that I label as creative days. And on those creative days, I actually go device free. And on those days, I'm very hard to find. And on those days, I'm in total solitude. And on those days, I go to certain places. I call them my Menlo labs, just like Edison had his Menlo lab. And these places are very minimalist. And there's no one there. That's where I do my best work. So install these tight bubbles of total focus and create these Menlo labs where you're completely distraction free. And then you will find your brain will drop from the beta state into the alpha state, where you will do your best work and get your best ideas. The next piece of technology that will help you create exponential productivity in your work life, so you truly impact the world around you, is choose your peer group really, really well. There's a lot of excellent science coming out and a lot of excellent research coming out that says the number one way to improve your behavior is to surround yourself with a peer group or social circle of people who are also playing at the level you want to be playing at. So if you want to be a high performer in terms of your productivity, populate your life with high performers. Now here's the science behind it. in the brain, we have something called the mirror neuron system of the brain. And it dates back to thousands of years ago when we were living on the savannah. And this mirror neuron system allowed us to model the behavior of the dominant people in the tribe. So if someone figured out a tool or figured out fire or a better way to survive, subconsciously, this system in the brain allowed us to model the behavior. And I think this is pretty fascinating information. Now here we are in the modern world, and what happens? Subconsciously, we are modeling the behavior of the people we spend most of our time with. And so if you are around victims, you will start behaving like a victim. If you are around people who are mediocre performers, you will subconsciously start behaving like them. If you're around people who gossip, who are not A players, who do not produce very much, you will subconsciously, because of the mirror neuron system in the brain, start performing like that. Why else is it important to surround yourself with a peer set or a social orbit of A players? Emotional contagion. And that's a scientific phenomenon that simply says we pick up on the emotions of the people that are around us. And so if you are around a social circle of people who are inspired, people who want to do great work, people who want to be ultra productive, people who want to be innovative, people who are relentlessly optimizing their work, their thinking, their creativity, just being around them will allow you to adopt their energy and their ways of being. And then the final technology for you to create exponential productivity is what I call learned minimalism. So, you know, minimalism is often considered as a design philosophy, right? It's like very stark, very sparse, sometimes industrial, lots of white, not a lot of things. It's, you know, like you go into a boutique hotel and, you know, it's designed by Philippe Starck, great French designer, and it's very minimalist. What I'm encouraging you to do with great love and respect is to be ultra productive, adopt the mindset of learned minimalism. Now, I've worked with a lot of the most creative and productive people on the planet. I've worked with billionaires and CEOs. I've worked with true titans. Here's one thing I've observed in them. They understand that the secret to genius is not complexity, it's simplicity. If you look at a Picasso of any industry, if you look at a great artist, they didn't fill their work days and their personal lives with a lot of things. They filled them with a few things. I guess what I'm suggesting to you is one of the secrets to iconic productivity is be monomaniacally focused at being world-class at just a few things. And if you look at any great artist, any great entrepreneur, any great business builder, any great author, any great humanitarian, they were monomaniacally focused on one thing. They were minimalists. And so what I want to leave you with is this. Maybe this year, rather than having 50 projects that you want to achieve at the highest level, maybe pick 3. This year, rather than having 1,000 Facebook friends, maybe go deep and develop 3 really great relationships. This year, or maybe the next few months, rather than trying to read 20 audiobooks, 50 ebooks, go to 5 courses, why not focus on 1 course and 1 audiobook? And why not study 1 great autobiography? Maybe it's Isaacson's autobiography of Steve Jobs. Maybe it's Nelson Mandela's autobiography. I'm going through the autobiography of Martin Luther King Jr. right now, which actually wasn't written by him, but it's called the autobiography of Martin Luther King Jr. I am encouraging you to really adopt this thinking protocol of becoming a minimalist. Even your home, fill it with just a few things, right? Even your work life, just a few projects. Even your clients, just the highest leverage clients. And especially your days, focus on just those few priorities that when you roll up your sleeves and go deep in them and invest what I call the trinity of your assets, your focus, your energy, and your willpower on those few things, they will allow you to birth art into the world, which will allow the world to call you world class. Hi, it's Robin. I invite you to subscribe to this podcast.
That guy nails it. He really does. And I want to say just real quick before we stop. We've got a broker with us, Keith Dixon. Just a fantastic broker, very knowledgeable, very helpful to our agents. And often he says, you keep teaching us the same things because they work. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that we don't jump from one ship to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. If you ever feel like we're talking about the same things that we talk about, the answer to that is yes. Yes, we do, because we stay the course, because it works. And if you ever say, I'm tired of hearing it, I would ask you to evaluate if you've begun doing it, if you've been consistent. Because when we talk about things that you're consistent at, that are providing you with success, you'll get excited about talking about that. Does that make sense? So narrowing down, staying focused, I'm all about that. We narrowed down, we're staying focused. We're not chasing the next shiny thing because TSW, this system works. So that's what I got today. Any questions? No. Bentonville, any questions? All right. Hey, Eric, get well, buddy. Go see a doctor. Get a pill, get a shot. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you later.